Distracted in this video, and you must excuse me because that's just how my videos roll. I was talking about my Tumblr, and I was saying how on my Tumblr I've been talking about the moon signs, which I have, and how each moon sign interacts with how you are with your mother, how you are with your family lineage and things like that, which is really interesting, I think. And it says a lot about who you are as a person emotionally. So yeah, that's really good. You can also show your relationship between your father. It generally more rules the mother or that side of the fam. It can be how you react to things and on a deeper level, and just the deeper side of your personality, basically. So let's start off, and I've got examples. I've got celebrity examples. I tried to do this on a Zoom video, but I'm still like learning, and excuse my skin, excuse me doing my makeup. That's just how I roll when I do a video. So starting off, what is your moon sign? Your moon sign is the sign you were born to at birth, like your birth chart. And yeah, the moon generally takes up to 2.5 days to go through each sign. So yeah, it's transitioning very quickly. Probably one of the quickest ones, like quicker than the luminary sun, which is like a month. Okay, so it stays in one sign for a month. So the moon, it's 2.5 days. So if you want to get an exact birth time, you're going to really need to, especially if your moon's like in a lower or higher degree, because you may not have the correct moon sign, and then you might think, oh well, I don't relate to that moon sign. That's why, okay? Because you're not probably in the moon sign that you might have thought of you being believed to believe so. So starting off, we start with Aries, of course, always, and I know you Pisces get annoyed by it, but it's just doing it in order, it's doing it in the correct way. My Virgo Mercury will tell me. So, Aries, what is Aries? Aries is the infant, Aries is the starter, Aries is the initiative, Aries is the leader, Aries is the cardinal sign. So cardinal signs often do is you get a lot of them in like the acting industry, any sort of industry where they're out there being leaders, being bossy and doing law, especially if they're Libra. If they're Cancer, they're being the mother, like, or sometimes not being the mother, you know. If it's Aries, it's being a pioneer in what they do sometimes, a lot of the time, and sometimes, you know. So the first person on fear factor wasn't Aries, they start things. If you've got a heavy Aries chart anyway, you're going to be like prone to, say, accidents. You might be quick to anger, but you do not hold grudges. You don't have time for that shit. You move on, you get on with it. You do have your little temper tantrums, and you can have a resting bitch face from hell, as I will point out with my celebrity examples. One being, who I thought straight away of when I came to it, was Kendra Wilkinson. And oh my god, does she have that face, that kind of like mean girl energy. But I really think they get misunderstood as a moon sign. I was very shocked that Selena Gomez was an Aries moon, actually. So, let's say, your relationship with your mother, we're going to do the darker light spectrum of this, and I'm also going to do a video about the darker light side. So, excuse my lesbian eyebrow as well. So, let's talk about Aries. Your mother may take on the traits of the Aries personality, or the Aries ruling planet being Mars. So your mother might be like quite masculine. She might have been the force in your childhood. She could have been like the real force of the parent. She could have been a leader. She could have been extremely independent from a very young age with you. She might have had you really young, and you went through a lot together as mother and daughter, you know. She could have even been like quite jealous of you. Like, I've seen people who've had Aries mothers, and they're good at when they're younger, and a lot of the damage comes maybe later in life when they're psychologically processing the thing of the mother and how their mother was. Was their mother cold and distant? Did their mother bully them? Did their mother say things that weren't very nice? Because cardinal signs, as much as I like them, they can do stuff like that, and they can be a bit passive aggressive. Even you, Aries, even you have that ability to be a passive aggressive sign. But Aries are generally known for being quite out there. They might say things that they don't always mean. They might say things that can be really hurtful. So your mother was, like I say, she did what she did. She did it her way, or the highway, no matter what it was, because my nan's an Aries and she lives with an Aries man who's gay, and she doesn't have time for his little petty tantrums, as she'd call them, you know. But she had, my dad, she had, I want to say 6 boys and a girl. So already there's that strong male energy in the house. My granddad was not a very nice person. I don't really know him very well because he's not significant to me. So, yeah, Aries moon people, you come off with quite a hard shell, and people can get a bit scared of that hard shell if they're not used to you, Aries. So maybe sometimes don't always be so, like, I don't know, focus maybe more on your appearances, not your appearances, but how you come across to people, because some people might not be used to that energy. Not that you give a damn, because you are take it or leave it energy, and I love that kind of energy because you know where you are with it. Other people might not like that though. So on the darker end of the spectrum of having an Aries moon and your relationship with your mum could have been very bossy. She could have told you what to do. She might also have done things for you, which is not always the Aries way, but it could have been like that, where you felt like she made you feel stupid if you didn't do things, and she was like, oh, let me do it my way. She might have passed on her insecurities to you, which is very detrimental to a child or anybody of those, like, growing years. Another dark-ended side is, like, you know, she could be a leader. She might have done it in a very, like, nasty way. She might have put you out there to be the leader, and being one of these stage parents, you know, because Selena Gomez has that. I don't know enough about her mum. I know her mum had her very young. I've met Aries moons that have been, like, very aggressive, and I don't know where I stand with them in a text message. It's just, like, terrifying. And I'm a Scorpio moon, so that is like, wow, why am I scared of an Aries moon? It's ridiculous. Here we have some examples of Aries moons with their mother. No one is Kendall Jenner. You see how she is with Chris. She's a lot less taking shit than the other girls. And I'm not sure about Courtney. She's a Capricorn moon, so those cardinal moons are going to make you suffer sometimes, and they're going to make you, like, pay out the karma that you deserve, what they feel you deserve. So you think of a relationship with Kendall, it's a bit lacking compared to the other girls, I feel. And there were some rumours that she could have been actually in the LGBT whatever letters there are in it now. Makes sense, like, she could be, but Chris shouldn't be acting that way. And Chris is also a cardinal moon. She's a Cancer moon, so yeah, she's throughout that family have got a lot of cardinal energy. God, the amount of mascara that coming off there for doing nothing with it. So yeah, like, Kendall feels more like a Jenner. And she said this many times, like, in interviews on the show. She's just more of the build. She's more of the look of them. So, like, with fire moons, they're often going to feel more energy, I believe, towards the father. Another example of Aries moon. I'll go back to my card.
The following are assembly instructions for a day trip at IKEA.
Sorry guys, Nicole Scherzingsberger, as Wendy Williams would like to say. So we get the tumbler up, okay. I'm going to do this properly so I can, like, give it to you, because it doesn't always come to your mind, doesn't it? So we've got Pamela Anderson. We've got Angelina Jolie, Whitney Houston. So I'm saying here Rihanna and Kendra. That's who I've got up here. So I see a really big, like I said, between the two, like, the moons, there's going to be two sides to it, like the dark side and the light side of the spectrum. And you can change to be one or the other. It doesn't always happen. So we've got Rihanna. To correct me if I'm wrong, I've never really heard Riri talk about her mum that much. I've seen pictures of them together, but I feel like she's kept it a bit private, and that could be her Pisces side, because Pisces love a bit of secrecy, and they don't always tell you a lot. they do tell you trauma, but they don't tell you a lot that they don't want to, which is fair enough. But Rihanna is pretty much an Aries with her Aries placements. Like, she's fish. She is not going to join the crowd, and I love that about her. She's still got her Cupid's bow, unlike every other woman in this goddamn industry. I mean, come on, keep that Cupid's bow. She's got her head, Aries rules her head, and she's got that large head that's beautiful. I've never seen a bad picture of Rihanna. Sporty girls, like to start off with, Rihanna looked very sporty. I've got a really good playlist on. Kendra, very sporty. But on the down low, Angelina Jolie, Whitney, there could be substance misuse problems. They're right next to Pisces there, so they could have a few planets in Pisces. Oh, sorry, no, that's with your sun, but Whitney has a Pisces rising. Rihanna's obviously a Pisces sun. Selena's a Cancer, so that water energy could bring you addicts. If there's like a trine, like a grand trine of water, that's your alcoholics, that's your drug addicts, and yeah, it means everything's seeing the trauma from both sides, you know. And Pamela Anderson, in a lot of her life, she doesn't really talk about the women in her life. I know she just basically turned into her mum. Like, some people are in denial about their parents if they're a shitbag a lot of the time, which is sad. And I'm not saying that about Pam's mum at all, because she just went through what she should have gone for. Her generation doesn't make it good or bad, but if that isn't for you, then it doesn't have to be for you. You don't have to live out your parents' trauma. And to be fair, a lot of the time they don't want you to. Of course they're not going to want you to go through all the horrible things that they went through. This is so typical right now. I'm trying to look for the and then you've got Angelina Jolie, who literally did the opposite and separated from her dad and didn't want to have anything to do with that Voight name. She was close with her brother, a little bit too close, let's say, with the kissing and public displays of affection. Angie definitely had her drug problems with like heroin. She said it. She does look like a heroin addict from experience. I'm not picking on anyone. And people say that Selena has the best PR team in the world because she's kept her things hidden. And I hate to say this to you, and if you're not, you won't be part of my group, and that's sometimes why I repel people, and it's taken me a while to get clientele. I'm just a truth seeker. I'm just going to say it how it is, and it might hurt people, but I don't say it in a nasty way like that Shalon Lester does, or someone like that. Like, I'm going to say like, oh, it just puts more shame on the addicts. It's not nice. It's not a nice way to be about something. Like, okay, you've got exhaustion or you've got Lyme's disease, instead of saying this person's an addict, because they think of an addict or someone who's mentally ill as an unreliable source, which is very sad. Aries also is ruled by obviously Mars. So you think of Whitney Houston, her mother was very homophobic and said that she would not wanted her daughter to get with a woman. And that woman wrote a book, that Robin, who is like really had Whitney's best interests at heart. And Whitney was in a queer relationship, whether you like it or not. Like, these people in the industry most of the time are either bisexual or pansexual, and think they've gone through a lot of trauma, especially if they started from a young age. And even like then, even if they haven't, like, it's a lot to take. But things like someone like Drew Barrymore, she's the one of the ones who survived, and I still believe with Drew that she hasn't told the whole truth, but we haven't got to Cancer Moon yet. So that is my short analysis so far of an Aries moon and how your relationship is with your mother. And I hope that helps, and I hope you join my page, and I hope to maybe have you as a client. I'm Cosmic Cherry. I accept donations. I've got the Cash App. Sadly, I don't use PayPal, or you can do a straight bank transfer. Thank you for listening to my video. Please subscribe, like the video, and tell your friends. Thank you so much.